Starfish. The first light of the morning danced on the ocean's surface with a golden glow. The gentle breeze moved the fine sands on the shore, along with the waves, reminding of nature's endless cycle. An elderly man walked slowly along the beach, watching the sunrise. The salty air from the sea filled his lungs, and the cool sand beneath his feet took him back to his youth. As he squinted and gazed toward the horizon, he noticed a silhouette moving quickly along the shore. At first, he couldn't tell what it was doing, but as he got closer, he saw a young man bending down, picking something up from the ground and tossing it swiftly into the sea. Driven by curiosity, the elderly man quickened his steps, and as he approached, he was shocked by the sight before him. Thousands of starfish, swept ashore by the strong waves of the night, were struggling to survive. But as the sun rose and the sand warmed, their chances of survival grew slimmer. The elderly man watched as the young man continuously picked up starfish one by one and threw them back into the water. Despite the sweat dripping from his brow, he never stopped for a moment, moving as though it was the most important task in the world. The elderly man approached him and asked with curiosity, "Why are you throwing these starfish back into the sea?" The young man looked up, smiled, and gently let the starfish in his hand fall into the sea. "So they can live." The elderly man paused for a moment, then glanced at the countless starfish scattered across the beach. He shook his head and spoke with a slight smile. "But there are thousands of starfish here. It's impossible to collect them all. What difference will throwing a few of them back into the sea make?" The young man hesitated for a moment. Then he bent down, picked up another starfish, held it for a brief moment, and gently tossed it into the ocean. He then looked into the elderly man's eyes and smiled. "Look, it made a big difference for that one." The elderly man remained silent for a while. He thought about how the young man's simple yet meaningful action had touched the world. Then, slowly, he bent down, grasped a starfish with one hand, and gently tossed it into the sea. At that moment, he understood that sometimes making a difference begins with just one small step.